Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda, Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda, Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानजानशालाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमः। आचार्यपदाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकथा धामधाय नगर ग्राम तारिणे नमः। विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य चरितामृता आदि लीला चैप्टर 3 टेक्स्ट 24।
12 Mataji.
12 12
Yes Mataji. Yes Mataji.
No Prabhu, you didn't come. Nice. No, you were there, but
I was there Mataji. Yeah, actually the 12 you did the purport was missing actually. You covered the first part, but purpose was not.
no, I finished all this.
You
These
covered
days,
that Mataji.
Shasti, some everything over.
Okay,
I
then
think
Mataji,
you.
maybe by mistake I have written that one. That's fine. Mataji. Yeah, 23 Mataji. That's right. 323. Sorry, my bad actually.
परित्राणाय
23.
साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे, to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. Text 22 and 23 were spoken by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 4.7 to 8. Text 24 and 25, which follow, are also from Bhagavad Gita 3.24 and 21. So this is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why he is coming to inaugurate the Nama Sankirtan. And that's why he is quoting from the Bhagavad Gita, Krishnadas Kaviraj, to establish the same mood that he has told in Bhagavad Gita. Utsidheyur ime loka na kuryam karma ched aham sankarshya cha kartashyam upahanyam ima praja. If I did not show the proper principles of religion, all these worlds would fall into ruin. I would be a cause of unwanted population and would spoil all these living beings. So Krishna is saying that I myself am doing everything. So please follow me. Don't try to give excuses. Saying that, when the Lord himself is following all the principles of religion. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as his devotee and showed by example. See how I'm chanting and dancing. Yad yad acharati sreshtas tat tad eve tarojana sa yad pramanam kurute lokas tad anuvartate. Whatever actions a great man performs, common men people follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. Especially external things very easily. If a great star, or in our age, it is not the great people, intellectuals or philosophers or saintly people, or they are the ones which everyone follows, are the film stars, cricketers, and all that. So when Rajinikanth, he had become a devotee for some time in Chennai. He was going to the temple and he started wearing kantimala. And suddenly kantimala sales went up in Chennai. So many people wanted to also wear kantimala. So whatever standards, whatever the great man shows, then everybody follows. Yuga dharma pravartana haya amsha haite amabhina anyena re braja preme dite. My plenary portions can establish the principles for of religion for each age. No one but me, however, can bestow the kind of loving service performed by the residents of Vraja, because they are not Vrajavasis. None of his expansions belong to Vrajabhumi. Only he is there and his devotees of Vrajabhumi are there. So only he as a supreme Lord can give that loving devotional service. So that's why he personally comes. All other yugas, he sends his other plenary portions. Only once in the day of Brahma, he personally comes, and then as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes as his devotee to establish the principle of religion, Yuga Dharma for this age. Santva avatara bahavaha pankaja nabhasya sarvato badra Krishnad anya ko va latasva api premadho bhavati. There may be many all auspicious incarnations of the personality of Godhead, but who other than Lord Krishna can bestow love of God upon the surrendered souls? This quotation from Bilva Mangala Thakura is found in the Lagu Bhagavatamrita 1.5.37. Because Krishna only is the among the four special qualities. Out of the 64 qualities of Krishna, only 60 are there in his expansions. He himself has got those four special qualities, which is extraordinary leelas and extraordinary devotees with whom he exchanges. So that is not found with the other, this thing. I mean, other avatars. Suppose you have a great desire, you're staying in Vaikuntha and suddenly you felt, oh, I want to really hug Narayana. Then you'll be transported to Goloka Vrindavana. Just like in Dandakaranya, all those sages, when they saw Lord Ram, they were very attracted by him and they were thinking, because Atma can be, it's not the body. Their spiritual, this thing was feminine anyway. So they were thinking, oh, I wish we could go and embrace Lord Ram. I mean, in a conjugal way. So Lord Rama just smiled at them. He is not like Krishna. Rama doesn't, give this Krishna prem like conjugal love and all that. Only up to Dasya, that's all. Little bit of Sakya. And so they all were born in Krishna Leela only and as gopis. So only Krishna has this relationship with every Atma in all the rasas and all that. Most of them, other Vishnu avatars, only have up to Dasya. There is no Sakya, Vatsalya and all. Where does Lord Narayana is never born as a child. He always appears like that, straight. Narsimha appeared just like that. Or Vamana, of course, he was born as a child. But I think he grew, I don't know what Bhagavatam says. He's not, we don't hear of his baby pastimes and all that. He straight away became one Brahmana, young 12-year-old or 8-year-old Brahmin boy. And then he took a sacred thread. So they're all very serious and only Dasyaras with a distance. That is Krishna himself who's coming in these other forms, ready to accept Dasyaras. But say somebody in the Vaikuntha Loka, while serving Narayana, suddenly felt a deep urge to have more intimate relationship with him, straight away he'll be transported to Goloka Vrindavan, because there you don't have this capacity. I mean, Narayana doesn't do that. In Krishna in the form of Narayana. So that is why Krishna himself has to come to give this Krishna prem. Tahate apana bhakta gana kari sange prithvite avatari karimu nana range. Therefore, in the company of my devotees, I shall appear on earth and perform various colorful pastimes. Eta bhavi kali kale pratama sandhyaya avatirna haila Krishna apani nadiyaya. Thinking thus, the personality of God, it's Sri Krishna himself, descended at Nadia early in the age of Kali. The Pratama Sandhya is the beginning of the age. According to astronomical calculation, the age is divided into 12 parts. The first of these 12 divisions is known as Pratama Sandhya. The Prasthama Sandhya and Sesha Sandhya, the last division of the preceding age, form the junction of the two ages. According to Surya Siddhanta, the Pratama Sandhya of Kali Yuga lasts 36,000 solar years. So we are also in the Pratama Sandhya only. Lord Chaitanya appeared in the Pratama Sandhya after 4,586 solar years of Kali Yuga had passed. So out of this 4,32,000, so the 32,000 or a little 32 or 36,000, last 36,000 are the Sandhi between, the last years of Kali Yuga. They will, combine with the other 36,000 of the Satya Yuga that will form the junction. And we are in this junction, 36,000 years of Dwapar Yuga and 36,000 years of Kali Yuga. So we are still in the Pratama Sandhya, Pratama Sandhya. The age is divided into 12 parts. The first of these 12 divisions is known as Pratama Sandhya. Chaitanya Simhera Navadvipe Avatara Simhagriva Simhavirya Simhera Hunkara. Thus, the lion-like Sri Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya, has appeared in Navadvip. He has the shoulders of a lion, the powers of a lion, and the loud voice of a lion. See, he also was very tall and well-built, 7 feet tall. So he must have been towering over everyone and walking like a lion. Sei Simha Vasuk Jivera Hridaya Kandari Kalmasha Dvirada Nashi Yanhara Hunkari. May that lion be seated in the core of the heart of every living being. Thus, with his resounding roar, may he drive away one's elephantine vices. So the lion is stronger than an elephant. Lion can defeat the elephant. So our vices, our anarthas are also very strong, like an elephant. But because Lord Chaitanya is more powerful, he can defeat, he can drive away even our elephant-like vices. Pratama Leelaya Tanra Vishwambara Nama Bhaktira Se Barila Darila Bhuta Grama. In his early pastimes, he is known as Vishwambara because he floods the world with the nectar of devotion and thus saves the living beings. Dubrindatura Artha Poshana Dharana Pushila Dharila Prema Diyatri Bhuvana. The verbal root Dubrin, which is the root of the word Vishwambara, indicates nourishing and maintaining. He, Lord Chaitanya, nourishes and maintains the 3 worlds by distributing love of God. So if we get love of God, that will nourish us and maintain us in all ways. Sesha Leelaya Dhari Nama Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Janaye Sabha Vishwakaila Dhanya. In his later pastimes, he is known as Lord Krishna Chaitanya. He blesses the whole world by teaching about the name and fame of Lord Sri Krishna. Lord Chaitanya remained a householder only until his 24th year had passed. Then he entered the renounced order and remained manifest in this material world until his 48th year. Therefore, Sesha Leela, or the final portion of his activities, lasted 24 years. Some so-called Vaishnavas say that the renounced order of life is not accepted in the Vaishnava Sampradaya or disciplic succession from Lord Chaitanya. This is not a very intelligent proposition. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyasa order from Sripada Keshava Bharati, who belonged to the Shankara sect. which approves of only 10 names for sannyasis. Long before the advent of Sripad Shankaracharya, however, the sannyasa order existed in the Vaishnava line of Vishnu Swami. In the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, there are 10 different kinds of sannyasa names and 108 different names for sannyasis who accepted who accept the Tridanda, the triple staff of sannyasa. This is approved by the Vedic rules. Therefore, Vaishnava sannyasa was existent even before the appearance of Shankaracharya. Although those who know nothing about Vaishnava sannyasa unnecessarily declare that there is no sannyasa in the Vaishnava sampradaya. So because Mayavadis simply like to take sannyas, always detached, renounced, give up this, give up that. So a lot of sannyasis among them. Vaishnavas also, they take sannyas, but it's not mandatory because it's only, okay, if it helps, then okay, I want to be, now I just want to serve Krishna. I don't want any encumbrances. Then okay, you take sannyas and you can do that. But the percentage of Vaishnava sannyasis are fewer, but it was always there because we don't emphasize so much on sannyas. There's too much emphasis on sannyas as Mayavadis. And that's why in the beginning, neophyte devotees, they become a little fanatical. No, I won't do this, I won't do that. Um, they become fanatical. And the thing is, they don't realize that you have to do something which is possible. Okay, you be like a sannyasi, but whether you can maintain that for how long, then you may become hard-hearted, and other people also you'll start, criticizing. Imagine how much they are eating. Imagine they're doing like this. I just starve for, say, for anything. Things like, in the beginning, this is how one is, inclined to think. That is why, in the beginning, when Srila Prabhupada started the movement, Matajis, if you've seen the old photos, they wear also yellow color saris, like bed sheets. They say in the West, they call dhotis as bed sheets. But when Matajis wore the sari, it looked like really bed sheets only, yellow color, and they'll tie it and then they'll pull it up the head and tightly and put a pin so that even accidentally it should not come out of the head. Something like how the Muslims do of covering the head and not even showing little bit of hair. So this is how they all the photos were, and I thought, oh, in ISKCON you should dress like this only. So, after some time, I started wearing one, and then I saw one Mataji in Vrindavan. She was wearing sandalwood color sari. So I started wearing all sandalwood shades. Then after that, only, you know, some Matajis told me, Mataji, we cannot follow like this. We cannot dress like this. Then only I realized, oh, no. And then after that, where did I find out? And so even Prabhu was telling, no, you don't have to dress up like this. So after that, I started wearing. And I was scared because, Guru Maharaj was coming and suddenly there was a change back to, normal. And Guru Maharaj, I thought, what will he say? Comment something? Maybe I didn't know what was right, wrong. And you can't ask. I mean, I felt we didn't have anyone to ask like that. There were no and whoever we saw, they were also dressing in the temple devotees. There were not so many Matajis outside. And in the temple, Matajis dressed like that only. One cotton sari high above the ankle, and, the cotton saris without any starch also, and then covering your head and all that. So then, so Guru Maharaj, he came and then he said, oh, Premanjana. So he's always very, he is not fanatic. So Premanjana, he said, as the kajal and all that. Oh, this is Premanjana. So That is how, we become Mayavadis in the beginning. There is some devotee was saying that, you should not even go to the hospital. As is, if you fall sick, you should surrender to Krishna and not unnecessarily go to the doctor. I was shocked. Where did you learn this philosophy? And she believes in that. She said, yes, that is only surrender. So in the beginning, we tend to gravitate towards this kind of renunciation. We think that is the topmost. And in the beginning, we used to have some brahmachari boys, one or two, one only, mainly one person. He used to, show off about his austerity. Then he will not eat for, sometimes, and he'll eat very frugally, and he will do all this. Actually, he was showing off. And but he was very, very proud. I mean, false ego he had a lot. So what is the point? This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's is just opposite. Don't have false ego and become humble, then it doesn't matter. Grihe tako, vani tako, sadahari boli tako. Doesn't matter whether you're wandering mendicant or you're staying at home. The most important thing to give up is false ego. That we don't like to give up. We want to keep that close to our heart, but I will act like, I'm very renounced externally. That only increases our false ego more. So anyway, the during the time of Lord Chaitanya, the influence of the Shankaracharya in society, same like Mayavadis, they have got very proud, and they will not bow down before the Lord even, and they will be aloof, and they will not interact very closely and all that, and they take offense very fast. During the time of Lord Chaitanya, the influence of Shankaracharya in society was very strong. People thought that one could accept sannyasa only in the disciplic succession of Shankaracharya. Lord Chaitanya could have performed his missionary activities as a householder, but he found householder life an obstruction to his mission. Therefore, he decided to accept the renounced order sannyasa. Since his acceptance of sannyasa was also designed to attract public attention, Lord Chaitanya, not wishing to disturb the social convention, took the renounced order of life from a sannyasi in the disciplic succession of Shankaracharya, although sannyasa was also sanctioned in the Vaishnava Sampradaya. And because it was the most prominent, sannyasi means Mayavadi sannyasi. So that is why he thought he decided to accept the renounced order sannyasa since his acceptance of sannyasa was designed to attract public attention. So from this we can understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never wanted to take sannyasa. Simply to impress people. Sannyasi means they'll give more respect. Otherwise, he was just a young boy, 24 years. So when he was a grihastha, some of the boys, they didn't give him respect. They thought he is just a householder and he's young and all that. And so when he was chanting the gopis' names, they started giving bhashan to him. What is this? Why you're chanting girls' names? Chant Krishna's names. So that is why he took sannyasa, simply to attract attention. Not wishing to disturb the social convention, took the renounced order of life from a sannyasi in the disciplic succession of Shankaracharya. Although sannyasa was also sanctioned in the Vaishnava Sampradaya. In the Shankara Sampradaya, there are 10 different names awarded to sannyasis. What are the names? Tirtha, Ashrama, Vana, Aranya, Giri, Parvata, Sagara, Saraswati, Bharati, and Puri. Before one enters sannyasa, he has one of the various names for a brahmachari. He has one of the names for a brahmachari, the assistant to sannyasi. Sannyasis with the titles Tirtha and Ashrama generally state Dwaraka, and their brahmachari name is Swarupa. Those who by the names of Vana and Aranya stay at Purushottama or Jagannath Puri, and their brahmachari name is Prakasha. Those with the names Giri, Parvata, and Sagara generally stay at Badrikashrama, and their brahmachari name is Ananda. Those with the titles Saraswati, Bharati, and Puri usually live at Sringeri in South India, and their brahmachari name is Chaitanya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took from South India. Those with titles live in the Sringeri in South India, in Karnataka. Sripad Shankaracharya established 4 monasteries in India in the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. And he entrusted them to 4 sannyasis who were his disciples. Now there are hundreds of branch monasteries under these 4 principal monasteries. And although there is an official symmetry among them, there are many differences in their dealings. The 4 different sects of these monasteries are known as Anandavara, Bhogavara, Kitavara, and Bhumivara. And in course of time, they've developed different ideas and different slogans. According to the regulation of the disciplic succession, one who wishes to enter the renounced order in the Shankara sect must first be trained as a brahmachari under a bona fide sannyasi. The brahmachari's name is ascertained according to the group to which the sannyasi belongs. Lord Chaitanya accepted sannyas from Keshava Bharati. When he first approached Keshava Bharati, he was accepted as a brahmachari with the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya Brahmachari. After he took sannyasa, he preferred to keep the name Krishna Chaitanya. He didn't add any sannyasi name to it. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he should have had Puri, Bharati, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Bharati or Saraswati. He didn't have any of those. He had only Sri Krishna Chaitanya. The great authorities in the disciplic succession had not offered to explain why Lord Chaitanya refused to take the name Bharati after he took sannyasa from Bharati, until Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj volunteered the explanation that because a sannyasi in the Shankara Sampradaya thinks that he has become the supreme, Lord Chaitanya, wanting to avoid such a misconception, kept the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya, placing himself as an eternal servitor. Brahmachari is supposed to be a servitor, an assistant. So he kept only the brahmachari name. A brahmachari is supposed to serve the spiritual master. Therefore, he did not negate that relationship of servitude to his spiritual master. Accepting such a position is favorable for the relationship between the disciple and the spiritual master. The authentic biographies also mention that Lord Chaitanya accepted the danda, rod, and begging pot, symbolic of the sannyasa order, at the time he took sannyasa. So that's why he wanted to always, so that is the Vaishnava mood of always being a servant. Whereas Mayavadis, they take Bharati, Puri and all that, and then now they think I'm Narayana. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't want all that. And always I'm a brahmachari, servant of Krishna. That is what is most important. So even sannyas only tells you're renounced, but it doesn't necessarily. You can be a sannyasi like a Mayavadi who doesn't at all think he's a sannyasi. He thinks he is Bhagavan. So only Vaishnava sannyasis, they consider themselves as servants of Krishna. And we don't get all these Puri, Bharati and names because that is Mayavada, Shankaracharya's names from that mat. Tandra Yuga, though we have Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, that is not because of this Saraswati mat, of this Shankara mat, but because he had written Surya Siddhanta and they had given him a title, Siddhanta Saraswati, in acknowledgement of his great knowledge and learning. Saraswati Devi. So that Saraswati. Tandra Yugavatara Jani Garga Mahashaya Krishnera Namakarani Kariya Che Nirnaya. Knowing him, Lord Chaitanya to be the incarnation for the Kali Yuga, Garga Muni, during the naming ceremony of Krishna, predicted his appearance. आसन वर्णास्त्रयो हि अस्य गृणतो अनुयुगं तनु शुक्लरक्तस्तथा पीत इदानीं कृष्णतां गतः. This boy Krishna has three other colors, white, red, and yellow, as he appears in different ages. Now he has appeared in a transcendental blackish color. That is Gargamuni for Krishna avatar. Shukla Pita Varna Yeiti na Dyuti Satyatreta Kali Kali Dharena Sripati. So here also is another proof. White, red, and yellow. These are the three bodily lusters that the Lord, the husband of the goddess of fortune, assumes in the ages of Satya, Treta, and Kali, respectively. So people don't even know who's the avatar for this age. And here it's clearly said it's not Kalki avatar. He's not yellow in color. इदानीं द्वापरे तीन हो हाइला कृष्ण वर्ण यही सब शास्त्र गमा Purane Ramarma. Now in the Dwapara Yuga, the Lord had descended in a blackish hue. This is the essence of the statements of the Puranas and other Vedic literatures with reference to the context. Dwapare Bhagavan Shyama Pitavasa Nijayudha Sri Vatsad Bir Ankaischa Lakshanir Upalakshita. In the Dwapara Yuga, the personality of Godhead appears in a blackish hue. He is dressed in yellow. He holds his own weapons, and he is decorated with a Kaustuba jewel and marks of Srivatsa. This is how his symptoms are described. This is a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.27, spoken by Saint Karabhajana, one of the 9 royal mystics, who explained to the king Nimai the different features of the Lord in different ages. Who explained to King Nimi the different features of the Lord in different ages. Kali Yuge Yuga Dharma Namera Prachara Tatilagi Pita Varna Chaitanya Vatara. The religious practice for the age of Kali is to broadcast the glories of the holy name. Only for this purpose has the Lord in a yellow color descended as Lord Chaitanya. In this age of Kali, the practical system of religion for everyone is the chanting of the name of Godhead. This was introduced in this age by Lord Chaitanya. Bhakti Yoga actually begins with the chanting of the holy name, as confirmed by Madhvacharya in his commentary on the Mundaka Upanishad. He quotes this verse from Narayana Samhita. Dwapariyair Janair Vishnu Pancharatres tu Kevalai. Kalau tu Nama Matrena Pujyate Bhagavan Harihi. In the Dwapara Yuga, people should worship Lord Vishnu only by the regulative principles of the Narada Pancharatra and other such authorized books. In the age of Kali, however, people should simply chant the holy names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Hare Krishna mantra is specifically mentioned in many Upanishads, such as the Kali Sandharna Upanishad, where it is said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashakam Nam Kali Kalmashanashanam. Natah Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyati. After searching through all the Vedic literature, one cannot find a method of religion more sublime for this age than the chanting of Hare Krishna. Though in the translation he says, the religious practice for the age of Kali is to broadcast the glories of the holy name. Only for this purpose has the Lord in a yellow color descended as Lord Chaitanya. So by doing Kirtana, we are also broadcasting. Not only are we doing our religious practice for our own advancement, but we are also doing preaching, which is considered to be the religion for this age, religious practice for this age. Tapta Hema Sama Kanti Prakanda Sharira Navamega Jini Kanta Dwani Ye Gambira. The luster of his expansive body resembles molten gold. The deep sound of his voice conquers the thundering of newly assembled clouds. So wonder how the clouds a very deep sound. So Lord's is also such a deep sound. Dairgya vistare yehi apanarahata chari hasta haya mahapurusha vikyata. One who measures 4 cubits of height. Uh, one who measures 4 cubits in height and in breadth by his own hand is celebrated as a great personality. Nyagaroda Parimandala Hayatandra Nama Nyagaroda Parimandala Tanu Chaitanya Gunadama. Such a person is called Nyagaroda Parimandala. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who personifies all good qualities, has the body of a Nyagroda Parimandala. No one other than the Supreme Lord himself, who has engaged the conditioned souls by his own illusory energy, can possess these bodily features. These features certainly indicate an incarnation of Vishnu and no one else. So only the Lord can have this Nyagaroda Parimandala, that is, who measures 4 cubits in height and in his breadth by his own hand. Okay. Ajhanulambita bhuja kamala lochana tilafula jini nasa. Ajhanulambita bhuja kamala lochana tilafula jini nasa sudham shubhadana. His arms are long enough to reach his knees. His eyes are just like lotus flowers. His nose is like a sesame flower. And his face is as beautiful as the moon. Shanta Dhanta Krishna Bhakti Nishta Parayana Bhaktavatsala Sushila Sarvabhute Sama. He is peaceful, self-controlled, and fully devoted to the transcendental service of Lord Krishna. He is affectionate towards his devotees. He is gentle, and he is equally disposed towards all living beings. Chandanera Angada Bala Chandana Bhushana Nritya Kale Parikarena Krishna Sankirtana. He is decorated with sandalwood bangles and armlets and anointed with the pulp of sandalwood. He especially wears these decorations to dance in Sri Krishna Sankirtana. ये सब गुण लाना मुनि विषंपायना सॉरी वैशंपायना सहस्र नामे कैलातांड्री नाम गंग gun ghanana. Recording all these qualities of Lord Chaitanya, the sage Vaishampayana included his name in Vishnu Sahasranama. Dui Lila Chaitanyera Adi Arya Sesha. Dui Ilaya Chari Chari Nama Vishesha. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya have two divisions. The early pastimes, Adi Lila, and the later pastimes, Seshta Lila. He was 4 years. He has 4 names in each of these two Leelas. So the early pastimes, Adi Leela and Antya Leela. He has 4 names in each of these two Leelas. Suvarna Varno Hemango Varanangas Chandanangadi Sanyasakrit Chamahas Shantu Nishta Shanti Parayana. In his early pastimes, he appears as a householder with golden complexion. His limbs are beautiful, and his body, smeared with the pulp of sandalwood, seems like molten gold. In his later pastimes, he accepts the sannyasa order and is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion for he accepts the sannyasa order and is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion, for he silences the impersonalist non-devotees. This is a verse from the Mahabharata. Dhana Dharma Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra. Okay. Sri Baladeva Vidyabhusana, commenting upon this verse, asserts that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead according to the evidence of the Upanishad. He explains that Suvarna means golden complexion. This is from the Vishnu Sahasranamam. He also quotes the Vedic injunction, Yada Pashyati Rukma Varnam Kartaram Isham Purusham Brahma Yonim. He also quotes the Vedic injunction, Yada Pashyati Rukma Varnam Kartaram Isham Purusham Brahma Yonim. Rukma Varnam Kartaram Isham refers to, refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead as having a complexion the color of molten gold. Purusham means the Supreme Lord, and Brahma Yonam indicates that he is also the Supreme Brahman. This evidence too proves that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Another meaning of the description of the Lord as having a golden hue is that Lord Chaitanya's personality is as fascinating as gold is attractive. Sri Baladeva Vidyabhushana has explained that the word Varanga means exquisitely beautiful. Lord Chaitanya accepted sannyasa, leaving aside his householder life to preach his mission. He has equanimity in different senses. First, he describes the confidential truth of the personality of Godhead, and second, he satisfies everyone by knowledge and attachment to Krishna. He is peaceful because he renounces all topics not related to the service of Krishna. Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushana has explained that the word Nishta indicates as being rigidly fixed in chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna. Lord Chaitanya subdued all disturbing opponents of devotional service, especially the monists, who were actually averse to the personal feature of the Supreme Lord. So that So one of his chief this thing is he took from the impersonalist order, Mayavadi sannyas, but that is not very important. The most important thing was he wanted to subdue the Mayavadis. And how did he subdue? He went to Kashi, which is the center, the nucleus of all Mayavadi, of impersonalism is in Kashi. And so there was the Prakashananda Saraswati. He was the leader of all sannyasis there. And when Lord Chaitanya went, he was singing and dancing on the road. And these people in the temple and all that. And Prakashananda Saraswati started criticizing. He and all the Mayavadi sannyasis, they made fun. No, not they didn't make fun, but they said, what? He has taken sannyas from our sampradaya only. And why is he sentimentally singing and dancing? He should just study Vedanta Sutra and be very grave and this thing. So they were criticizing him. And one of the devotees, Brahmana devotee, I think it was Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar Acharya. So Chandrasekhar Acharya was the Brahmana. Tapan Mishra was the Brahmana. Chandrasekhar Acharya belonged to not Chandrasekhar Acharya or Chandrasekhara. He was belonging to a Acharya means Brahmana. His name was Chandrasekhara, and he was a Vaishya or Kayastha or something of the lower caste. And so he was eating in Tapan Mishra's house and staying in uh, this one, Chandrasekhara's house, because Tapan Mishra's house was small, but then he was cooking. He would eat from him. He didn't mind actually. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, once you've taken initiation and you're a devotee, but then for following the social customs. And Tapan Mishra, he came and told the Lord that, or one other Brahmana, he came and told him that I'm feeling very bad to hear all these kinds of criticism against you. So you come to my house and I'll invite them also. You have lunch and then you discuss. He knew that once they see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's it. They will be changed. All the Mayavadi will go for a toss. So that is when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't want to have a head-on debate with them because he would he would easily defeat them. But the purpose is not just to defeat them, because they have big fat egos, and then they would be feeling humiliated if they were defeated, and then they won't take shelter of Vaishnavism because they'll be upset. So that is why he didn't want, he went there and he took a very humble position as a soul, because the spirit soul actually is very, very humble. And from that only we can find out that Mayavadi sannyasis are not fully liberated because they have ego and they get very upset if they are insulted and all that. And so when they saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi, and why is he just humbly sitting where all the chappals are kept? Even we wouldn't sit there. Nobody will go and sit near the chappal because that is not a nice place. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so humbly, he sat next to the chappals. And so they came and said, why are you sitting here? Come inside and sit with us. So he said, no, no, I'm not qualified. You're all, because in the 10 orders of sannyasa given in the um, Mayavadi sannyas, the lowest is Bharati. We saw in the 10 names, Bharati came last, Keshav. So he said, I'm not so qualified to come and sit with you all because I belong to the lowest order. So they were so touched by his humility. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wouldn't have just said that. He would have really felt that, I'm not qualified. And so he was sitting and so Prakashananda Saraswati himself came and he, held his hands and lifted him and made him come and sit with them. Then they started asking him questions. Why do you sing, dance? What is this? And all that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave very nice explanations. And even, whatever the misconceptions was, he clarified so nicely, very, very humbly, that Prakashananda Saraswati's heart was melted. Imagine, hardcore Mayavati, very hard-hearted. But his heart also got melted. And he said, I am going to surrender to you. And all his followers, everybody in one sitting only. This is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu converted Mayavadi sannyasi. So they didn't want to simply argue with them. That would have gone on for many days because they will not give up their debate. They will not surrender very easily. But I mean, if they had not been touched by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's humility and their hearts were not, see, everything from the heart only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does. Even for the sannyasis, he didn't go through I mean, he could have easily got into a debate and defeated them, but he didn't do that. And because the heart there is no false ego in the heart, and it's only in the mind. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touches everyone in the heart region only he operates. You see, just by seeing his beautiful form, people feel, oh, so much love for him. The Gaur Nitai are like that. They evoke only our loving sentiments. See, they touch the loving part of us. And so then, Gauranga, everybody's attracted. They don't sit and argue why this, why that. Normally, when you first establish that it's given in the Shastras, you see, so many Shastras, we've got that. Oh, by the way, Govardhan Prabhu, Ram Govardhan Prabhu, did you sit and type out all those quotations? No, cut and paste. Is he there? Or if somebody else can do it and send it, then it'll be very nice. Because in our preaching, we can show it to them. Um, you know, that see, first we establish that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord, and he has been predicted in all the Shastras. Then after that, then when we show his photo and what he came to do, and how by chanting Hare Krishna, see the entire world, people who don't even know, never heard the name Rama and Krishna, who are all very, westernized, materialistic, full of bad habits, they have all become great Vaishnava devotees. What more proof you want to establish Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the avatar for this age? Nobody before has done this kind of miracle. So, I mean, we have many things to establish him. And mostly we should also follow his footsteps of reaching out to them, giving them, mercy like that through love. That's how he just hugged the people in the South India tour. He didn't talk. He didn't even talk to them. He didn't even say one word about, oh, you should, surrender to Krishna. Nothing. He just said, chant, keep chanting. And then they were all following him. And then after some time, he stopped and he looked very compassionately into their eyes, because the eyes are the window to the soul. So these are all very esoteric truths. It's very simple and practical, but we don't know, and so we think, oh, maybe I don't know, I can't do that. When you see directly, eye contact is so important. Eye contact, when a person makes eye contact with another person, that means he has nothing to hide. He's very straightforward, he's very honest, and that is a person who will see eye to eye. He can see people on the eye. Those who are shady characters, now they'll never see people on the eye. They'll shifty eyes. They'll look here, there. They will not look directly into the eye, because they don't have that spiritual quality. They are covered with all deceptiveness. That's why, because the eyes cannot hide truth. It's the soul. It's the window of the soul. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to glance at people and give his mercy through the eyes also. And that is why Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj also, they, glance. We know Guru Maharaj, how he glances. He used, I mean, now not so much because of this thing. I hope he again becomes this thing. Otherwise, everyone used to be waiting to get his glance, because that one glance would elevate our soul, something it would do to our soul, and we become uplifted, and the soul becomes happy, getting the mercy through the eyes. Eyes are, so we have to use our eyes also. Give eye contact to people. And of course, if they are opposite gender, don't stare. 9 o'clock. So, then we have to be careful not staring for too long, but little bit you should give that must, look at people in the eye and then shake their hands, embrace them, of course, same genders. And you see, Modi, wherever he goes, how long he will keep shaking hands. Shake, 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 shake. He'll keep on shaking 3 times. Once he will shake, then he'll smile, again he'll shake, again smile, again shake, and then he'll embrace. and he'll pat them on the back. So you see, that works, and then it works like magic. Then they smile so happily. See, even we might think, oh, this is all for children, or some this thing. No, even world dignitaries, it works. It works. Why does he do that? Not everyone does like that. Or maybe it is anyway diplomacy to show your friendship and all that. If you want that friendly country to be friendly with you, you have to shake hands and all that. But not everyone does with so much zest like Modi ji. He believes in it, and he does it genuinely, not just as a he really gives warmth and love. Then that's it. That is one of his basic things of diplomacy. First thing, they'll keep on showing how he goes, shake, shake, shake hand. With both hands, he'll shake, shake. He will pat the hands also. Then he'll smile, and then he'll embrace. And then 2, 3 times he'll embrace and pat them on the back. Finished. All diplomacy over, 90% over already. I love you, you love me. Now we love your country, your country loves me. We will have all understandings, and we'll sign so many things. Everything already in that hug only, 90% done. So like that, we have to, if you want shortcut methods, then do all this. Look into the eye, embrace, shake hands, smile. If you find it difficult to smile, keep practicing. Oh, smile. Go in front of the mirror, smile. Oh, I look better when I'm smiling, actually. If I look serious, not so nice. Anybody will look nice when they're smiling, isn't it? So the smile should reach the eyes. Eyes also should smile. Not only this, without eyes not smiling, simply you do that. That's like, you're just mocking. But eyes should smile, and the eyes will smile if the soul is smiling. So we have to awaken our soul so that we can connect with people, soul to soul. And this is a very good, important thing. And just by this thing, not only are we progressing, other people also progressing. Just by this. That is how Guru Maharaj, he used to shake hands. He used to, he used to do a big hug for all the male people, of course. And uh, then he'll sit in the sofa, and he'll stretch out his arms. Oh, pull me up, and all these things. Why did he do all that? Just by doing that, he was building his relationship. Even people don't know his language. I mean, it's like they don't know English and some regional language which Guru Maharaj doesn't know. To connect with them, he would use some nice, once when Malayali Mataji's, Malini Kanti, you're here. She's not here. Okay. She was, she was telling us how she and some Malayali Mataji's devotees, they were all standing there, and they don't know that time, or rather they were just shy. They knew English, but not, I mean, just that they were very shy. And so Guru Maharaj, when he was passing them, he just did something with his shoulder, something very informal, informal body language. See, when you are very formal with someone, you'll have another body language, very stiff, and then you're very relaxed and cool. Body language also conveys to another person what you think of them, how you see them, how much you like them, because you'll be very informal with people you like. Now you're putting up an image and trying to impress them, then you'll be very stiff and formal. So that is how he conveyed his, basically Krishna consciousness is all about building up relationships. And we have to do that with new people also. They are also people. Now they are not some so the minute you make them understand that we accept them, that we love them, half your preaching is already done, finished. You put all the seeds, everything inside their heart. Now you just have to put some seeds of knowledge, and it will grow like anything. So that is why we need to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And how did he break the window? And Guru Maharaj also follows him, follows Prabhupada also. Prabhupada, yes, we have seen Guru Maharaj. That's why I'm saying, of course, we from Leelamrita, we see how Prabhupada was so loving to everyone, so compassionate, that they just loved him. They felt he's my grandfather. And they just, that's how they progressed. In the beginning, they were all drug addicts. They didn't even understand anything. Something he was talking, they would sit there without understanding anything much. But his love and his care, that touched their hearts. Who is my grandfather? And that's where they kept coming. So that is very important. Relationship building in our preaching. That's and half the or 75% of the job is done in preaching. If you concentrate on relationship instead of thinking, oh no, I must only talk lecture, philosophy, quotations, and all that. That is all. That will all come later. What is the use? You simply say that, they will hear, and maybe they'll also think all Krishna consciousness is about reading lot of books and understanding lot of knowledge, theoretical knowledge. But it has to be expressed practically in our dealings with people, in how we relate. That's very important. Beginning only we gave relationship experience, then theory becomes very easy to understand. And that is why devotees who are from the Bhakti Vriksha, when they do Bhakti Shastri, very easily they do come out with flying colors, because they already realization is there. What is Krishna? Who am I? I'm a servant. Once you understand that, all knowledge is easy to understand. Because Krishna, aham ajnana jam tamaha, I, seated within the heart, enlighten the devotee, destroying with the lamp of torch of knowledge, the darkness born out of ignorance. So easy it is. That's what Krishna is sitting and wiping our heart from within. And from outside, we have to increase their love for Krishna. And that we do by hugging and giving love. Then all other knowledge is already there in the soul. It will all come. So this is the fastest way to make devotees, to make them Krishna conscious, to make them surrendered. That's why. That's why Guru Maharaj insists on traveling. Otherwise, he can say, all my lectures are there, all of you listen and become Krishna conscious. That's very important also. Definitely, lectures help us so much, but also his personal thing. Just one glance and one smile and one nice slap on the back, affectionate smile, a slap he will give devotees, and then for their whole life they will remember, oh, he touched me and he hit me and he smiled at me, he joked with me, something that stays in the mind much more than all the Bhagavad Gita shlokas I heard from him. So that is why this relationship is very important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is the speciality. Hare Krishna chanting and also love. When you think of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu itself, we remember only love. So, okay, we'll stop now. Hare Krishna. So today I have to go out somewhere, so we'll not have any discussions and all that. We will just pray for everyone.